based on Justin Trudeau's tax relief for 2 months off the GST off of selected items. And what you didn't see with that was the NDP then stormed over to the Conservatives.
Pierre Poilievre calls a little tax relief for working class Canadians a tax trick. But when he gave $60 billion to his corporate buddies, he was fine with that.
Have you ever watched a politician self-destruct in real time? That's exactly what's happening to Jagmeet Singh right now. His attempt to play both sides, supporting Trudeau while claiming to fight for workers, has backfired spectacularly. In this video, we'll break down Singh's fatal mistake and show you why even his own MPs are turning against him. If you've ever wondered how political careers end, you're about to find out. The alliance between Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau was always a fragile one. Back in 2022, Singh made a deal to prop up Trudeau's minority government in exchange for action on key NDP priorities: dental care, pharmacare, affordable housing. Singh promised his supporters he'd deliver real change for working Canadians. But behind the scenes, tensions were brewing. Sources close to Singh reveal he was growing frustrated with the slow pace of progress. The Liberals dragged their feet on NDP initiatives while pushing through their own agenda. Singh put on a brave face in public, touting small wins to placate his base. But in private meetings, he reportedly lashed out at Trudeau's team for breaking promises. The final straw came when Trudeau refused to budge on protections for workers affected by the carbon tax. For Singh, it was a bridge too far. He'd staked his credibility on delivering for Labour. Now his own MPs were in revolt.
Indefensible through propping up Trudeau is getting to NDP MPs. I should note last night Jagmeet Singh was not in the House. He voted electronically away from the House.
Instead of negotiating, they're doing this underhanded tactic to lay off the workers. This is wrong, and this is an example of bad faith.
In a dramatic press conference, Singh announced the NDP was withdrawing support for the Liberal government. He blasted Trudeau for betraying workers and declared the confidence and supply agreement null and void. Liberal MPs were left shell-shocked. Many had assumed Singh would fall in line as he had so many times before. Political analysts are divided on what this means for Singh's future. Some argue it's a desperate attempt to salvage his leadership before a caucus revolt. Others see it as a principled stand that could reinvigorate NDP support. But all agree, Singh's gambit is high risk, high reward. So what's the real reason behind this political divorce? Insiders say it's not about policy differences, but raw political survival. With the NDP bleeding support to both Liberals and Conservatives, Singh needed a Hail Mary to stay relevant. By positioning himself as the true champion of workers, he's betting he can win back disaffected voters before it's too late. The question is, will Canadians buy it or see it as the cynical move of a leader on his last legs? Singh's gamble sent shockwaves through Parliament Hill, but the aftershocks are just beginning. As the dust settles, a political chess game is unfolding that could reshape Canada's entire political landscape.
No, it's too late. Openly saying that they want you out and they want Ms. Poilievre in.
Well, first of all, Canadians get to decide who forms the next government.
Who stands to gain the most from this upheaval? The answer might surprise you. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre wasted no time pouncing on the chaos. In a shocking move, he actually sided with Singh, declaring, "I agree with Jagmeet Singh saying that the Trudeau government is greedy and anti-worker." It's a clever play by Poilievre, painting Singh as a hypocrite for propping up the Liberals for so long. The Conservatives are smelling blood in the water, and they're not about to let this golden opportunity slip away. Meanwhile, Trudeau's Liberals are in full-blown panic mode. Without the NDP's support, their minority government is hanging by a thread. They're scrambling to find new allies, but it's looking more and more like an uphill battle. The once unshakable Trudeau now finds himself walking a political tightrope without a safety net. But it's not just federal politics feeling the heat. Provincial NDP leaders are running for the hills, desperate to distance themselves from the federal party's mess. In British Columbia, the provincial NDP is feeling the pressure to cut ties with Singh's crew. They know that being associated with this political dumpster fire,
they're not paying us anyways. We think it's just a tactic to try and put fear into our members and scare us into accepting something less than what we deserve.
Whether it's back to work legislation or otherwise, we will vote against it, even if it's confidence. I want to make it crystal clear, and I'm very serious about this.
could spell disaster for their own careers. Singh is trying to spin this as a principled stand for workers' rights, but many aren't buying it. His past support for liberal policies has come back to haunt him, with critics calling him out for his sudden change of heart. The media is having a field day, framing this as a massive political shakeup and questioning Singh's leadership at every turn. And what do the voters think of all this drama? Recent polls show the Conservatives with a commanding lead at 40%, while the NDP lags behind at a measly 17%. It's a stark reminder of just how much ground Singh needs to make up if he wants to stay relevant in Canadian politics.
This is a challenging time in the world, and I know families are squeezed in a whole bunch of ways, which is why we need to look for reasons to be optimistic about the present and the future.
Jagmeet Singh has come out today with his own video trying to paint Pierre Poilievre as this bad guy, when really the gig is up and Jagmeet Singh is screwed.
So why are some calling Singh a hypocrite for his stance on workers' rights? It all comes down to his past actions. For years, he supported liberal policies that many workers found harmful. Now, he's trying to rebrand himself as their champion. But Canadians have long memories, and many are wondering if this is just another political ploy from a leader desperate to save his own skin. The political landscape in Canada is now a chaotic mess. Voters are scratching their heads, wondering what Singh's bold move really means. Is he desperately trying to save the NDP from oblivion? Or is this a principled stand against Trudeau's broken promises? The truth is probably somewhere in between. With the NDP Liberal deal in shambles, an early election could be on the horizon. But Singh's team is pumping the brakes on that idea. They're more focused on rebuilding the NDP's image and positioning themselves as the true opposition to the Conservatives. It's a risky strategy that could backfire spectacularly.
With Jagmeet saying that the Trudeau government is greedy and anti-worker. Now Jagmeet Singh will have a chance to vote non-confidence motion made up entirely of his own words.
1,000 post workers have been on strike for almost 2 weeks. Canada Post issued a lockout notice earlier this month and now says the collective agreement is no longer in effect.
The coming months will be a wild ride in Canadian politics. Will we see more unstable alliances form? Or will the country be thrust into an unexpected election? One thing's for sure, Jagmeet Singh's political future hangs in the balance. The NDP leader is betting everything on this gambit. If it fails, his career could be over faster than you can say carbon tax